It's likely you've heard our father's voice many times over the years. Most recognizably, his is the iconic falsetto voice in the Four Seasons song, Oh What a Night. Further, he recorded with Tommy James and the Shondells, and most important to us, wrote a song about our mother that reached Billboard number 17 with his band The Critters. You may have heard of it, Mr. Dyingly Sad.
Our father was Don Ciccone, and we created this podcast as a way to dive into his unpublished memoirs and music. I'm Marli Ciccone.
And I'm D'Arcey Ciccone.
So grab a backstage pass and join us as we ask ourselves the question, who is Mr. Dyingly Sad?
It just drove him nuts that it wasn't being used correctly. And I think that a lot of that came from like his embarrassment that was born and raised into his brain. Like, I feel like that's kind of the way that he felt when it was around people who didn't use grammar correctly and use words correctly.
I totally get that. And people who just didn't do whatever he thought that they should do differently, correctly,
Correct, whether it was right or wrong was kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, and it didn't have to be grammar or whatever.
Made him uncomfortable,
Right, but I know you said like he was maybe more so not trying to be condescending, but more so it was driving him crazy, which is why he wanted to. But that could be part of it. But I was going to say, I think also, I know people didn't think of it this way, but he actually kind of wanted to help the person.
He did. No, you're absolutely right.
Like he wanted to be like, oh, no, that's not how you pronounce it. Like let me, I want to help you. Not like, oh, you're so dumb. It's like, I want to help you. But then that comes across as, I'm better than you. But I really think that 95% of the time, maybe there's 5% that he did mean that. I don't know. But 95% of the time, he really didn't mean it that way. And his relationships with people suffered because of that.
And I'll tell you, you're 100% correct, because I did the same thing. And then when someone has a negative reaction to it, you can't understand why they weren't just thankful that you helped correct them. Because we had a pursuit to be correct more than most people have a pursuit to be correct. And it is not it is not our place to put that on anybody else's.
And it's not welcomed.
That's what I mean. It's not our place to put that on anyone else's plate. The only time that I actually engage in that is when I feel like I don't understand what they're trying to explain to me in context, based on maybe a misuse of a word or something, or my misunderstanding of a word. So I will ask more questions about it. You know what I mean? For the purposes of actual communication rather than just talking at each other.
Like anxious and eager. That drives me crazy when someone says, I'm so anxious. I'm so anxious for my birthday party. I'm like, oh, why? Because
me too. I'm like, ooh, is someone coming that you didn't want it to?
Right. And they're like, no, I'm just looking forward to it. Nope, you used that wrong. But not that I would.
Oh, you're eager then.
Yeah. Oh God. See, that's where we get it. But I do think it's more so that he wanted to help. Now
it was benevolent.
I really do, 95% of the time. And so in the music business, I am quite sure with all the egos in a celebrity-filled business, that is not welcomed unless you're the boss.
Yeah. And it's not welcome if you're the boss either, but it's tolerated because you're the boss.
Exactly. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. So like, I think anytime he ever did that, like maybe in a recording or writing or whatever type of, situation, I know that is probably one of the ways that he turned people off or made them feel insulted or whatever. But the people who didn't have we could cut this out, but I was going to say the people who didn't have as fragile egos or whatever were able to tolerate him a little bit more and be like, oh, just shut up, Don. Or, you know what, you're right, but I don't feel like doing it that way.
Yeah, but fuck you anyway,
But fuck you anyway. Like, so like those are the people that could tolerate him.
That type of personality can be threatening to people because it is like it's revealing that there is somebody that maybe is smarter than you in the room. Right, what I mean? Or more educated. But who cares?
Who cares? But I think people thought that he was like sort of doing it to make them look bad. Like if he corrected grammar, or if he said, "Oh, that's not right," but I really don't think he was. But I know, but I really don't think he was trying to make people look bad.
No, I really don't think that he was at all.